From a Lego knife that could actually stab you, to a Lego set that probably shouldn't be seen by kids, these are some of Lego's most inappropriate items. First up, we have this cursed Lego piece labeled part 32557, which is clearly not meant for children. It is a Technic connector piece with an obvious hidden meaning and is seriously very inappropriate. The piece is literally shaped like something in my pants right now, but it's a very great Lego connector piece and you can actually find these in most sets today. Hopefully the kids won't understand it just yet. The next item is clearly inappropriate for children, and that is the Lego middle finger. Originally, it was an idea from Lego to remake the thumbs up hand that you could find on your minifigures. However, someone 3D printed this and brought the cursed item to life, increasing its scale by 10 times and adding more details. And to be honest, I'm not sure what would be worse, being flipped off in person or by a Lego hand. Because honestly, if someone threw this up at me, I'm throwing hands. Shockingly, Lego has produced a few smoking materials over the years that a BrickedUp subcategory exists specifically for them. For obvious reasons, there isn't a lot of information about these, and Lego declared them all to be deleted after purchasing BrickedUp in order to prevent the sale. It's odd to use BrickedUp to sell smoking equipment, but collectors are the only ones who would purchase this. Lego actually banned these from being sold since they contain potentially dangerous ingredients. Because the ashtray itself contains no dangerous elements and isn't specifically prohibited for sale, still, Lego and smoking should not be a collab. Not only is Star Wars one of the most popular franchises in the world today, but their Lego sets are also quite popular. They have sets that range in size from tiny ships to some of the biggest ships imaginable. So we see a lot of Star Wars minifigs wandering around in these sets. In particular, we gotta talk about Princess Leia, who appears in many different Star Wars sets, but this one goes way too far, because it is dressed in extremely revealing clothing, which makes it inappropriate and unsuitable for children to play with. It comes in 3 different revealing outfits and over 3 separate Lego sets. Definitely hide this one from your kids, but if you find it, go ahead and give it to me. Anyways, the wooden toy gun is a much debated item. Many of you watching this right now might be asking yourself, what? Lego made a toy of a real gun? Others will be saying, what the heck? What's so horrible about this? Well, this bad boy released by the company in the 1950s and has been split views. So please share your opinions with us in the comment section. But if you ask me, I think it's pretty inappropriate. Squidward is already a weird looking character alone, but when Lego teamed up with SpongeBob to recreate this character, it got even more ridiculous. It looks more like a squid monster as opposed to Squidward, and seeing this thing will give any kid nightmares. Even crazier, Lego tried to recreate the original Squidward piece and it just got way worse. In 1997, Lego introduced their own wine bottle as a gift for their employees. The text says in Dutch, "We wish you a great 1997. It also has a bottle of red and white wine in the crate. Luckily, this one was only given to employees because if kids got their hands on this bottle, things would not be good for the Lego company. This next Lego creation might be the creepiest thing ever made. This is 10 times more terrifying than any other Lego item, and it's 100 times bigger. I mean, this would be the perfect idea if Lego wanted to scare all their fans away, but no way in heck does anyone want to be near this monster. It may have taken Lego months to build, but that month could have been used for any other project. Come on, Lego. However, the most dangerous Lego object you will ever come across is this pistol. Not only is this pistol a firearm, but it also contains actual Lego bullets, making it a choking and blinding hazard. The reason this kit would never be made available to the general public is that Lego doesn't want anyone to get hurt by their products. And this set is extremely realistic and dangerous. Some fans and YouTubers actually manufactured the rifle themselves, and results were truly terrifying. Wow. Lego really did the entire SpongeBob franchise dirty, because when they dropped this SpongeBob Krusty Krab set, it scared away all the fans. SpongeBob in Lego form already sounds weird as heck, but boy did Lego emphasize that. The set is pretty cool though, as it includes all the Krusty Krab essentials. Unfortunately though, it was since discontinued in 2012. However, we must not forget about the following Lego set, which was banned due to its pure racism. Nothing is more discriminatory than labeling an Indian red. And here's the Red Indian set. You can only imagine the negative impact this had on the company as a whole. To make matters worse, the set had 4 Indian people paddling a small blue boat, and the character we're creating using the reddest shade ever. How did they even get away with this one? Did you know that bullying is against the terms of service of Lego? Nonetheless, they still dropped this Lego bully set, which is weird because I mean we've got evil emperors who are worse than freaking bullies. But we got a literal bully minifigure with Nelson Muntz in the Simpsons minifigure series, one from 2014. Maybe they forgot about their own rule or something, but this should not be okay. I have no idea why this was even released, but Nesquik must have paid Lego a fortune for it. I love the drink, but I'm freaked out by this Lego figure. Sorry, Nesquik. This one is just too creepy. It's also really eerie and might frighten anyone at first look. Not to add that the rabbit lacks any kind of shape and is unattractive. So like this video now or this cursed face will be staring at you in your sleep. I personally wouldn't risk it. I don't think we'll ever see another Lego Apu because of the recent controversy surrounding the Simpsons character, with many considering him a racist stereotype. I mean, even Hank Azaria, the original voice actor, left the job in 2020, and the character hasn't spoken in any episode in almost 2 years. Now, the Apu minifigure did appear in 2 sets back in 2015 and 2014, along with the Quickie Mart and the blind bags. Unfortunately, I would really like a new Lego Quickie Mart, however, this does not seem to be happening in the near future. Advent calendars are a religious thing for Christianity. Advent is a time of waiting and preparation for both the celebration of the Nativity of Christ at Christmas. Sure enough, Lego decided to make their own Advent calendar, but this is actually really controversial because they are stereotyping people's beliefs. We aren't seeing any other religions being represented, so I'm not sure about this one. The Lunar Limo is a Lego set from the Space Police kit released back in 2010. While it may seem normal at first, there is actually a pimp minifigure included in the set. To make things even worse, the pimp is named Brick Daddy. I mean, no kid should even know what this means in the first place, but Lego is really making it known. There are 3 official Lego sex worker minifigures. I don't intend to criticize prostitution or any other sex work as a profession. I believe these are legitimate jobs, but it's fair to say that Lego's release of these minifigures violates the rule of prohibiting references to sex. The first is Red Harrington, who plays as a brothel owner in a movie. She appears in the Lego Lone Rangers Stagecoach set. The minifigure of Red Harrington is among the best minifigures from that year. The second is March Harriet from the Lego Batman movie series, won blind bags in 2017. She is employed in the DC area as an escort, not technically a sex worker, but still. There's also a 2017 Lego Education Town minifigure set that educates children about sex workers. According to Bricklink, one of the positions they have is simply called Fancy Woman, and the figure is a lady in a fancy costume near a red light. Lego red light districts are places with a high concentration of S-related businesses. Therefore, this is similar to a prostitute. This is the Ice Cream Man set, and you can tell this is problematic just by its name. Everyone loves ice cream, but not from some stranger who looks terrifying. However, it appears that Lego missed the memo because in spite of our mother's warnings about accepting gifts from creepy strangers, Lego was actively pushing for it. It appears to be a lawsuit just ready to go down. Similar to the Advent calendar, there was actually 2 different Lego church sets available in the 1950s. Of course, there isn't anything wrong with the church, but again, we are only looking at one religion. And after seeing the Nazi camp set, it's evident that Lego is a Christian company. The 1998 World Football Cup set, which featured riot police holding an intoxicated football fan on the field while shining their riot shields, would never be reissued by Lego, because the company actually canceled the release of the Lego City set this year that featured a police raid on a dynamite factory, which was nothing compared to this original set which featured police and drunk men. What I'm going to show you next will ruin pumpkin carving for life. If you adore Halloween or pumpkin carving in general, this Lego jack-o'-lantern is probably the creepiest thing I've ever seen. Crazy enough, it even comes in a variety of forms, all of which have an eerie smile carved into their heads resembling actual pumpkins. I would much rather go trick-or-treating in the back rooms on Halloween if I saw something like this. Now, this next one is super cool, as it is an actual Lego set that you can play with. However, it quickly got canceled and ripped off the shelves because it promoted violence, which as we all know is against the Lego policies. It was rumored to be released in 2002 and features a cool scene from the 2002 movie, but obviously never made it to the stores. Those who got their hands on it are extremely lucky. This one is very poorly produced in addition to being absolutely creepy to look at. It appears as though Lego creators produced a draft version and placed it on the market. I mean, at one glance, these robots would give anyone nightmares for life. Not sure what the end goal was for Lego with this one, but it seems like they didn't realize how creepy it came out to be. With the popularity of the Jurassic Park film series, Lego decided to drop a few sets based around the franchise. However, they made some very costly mistakes, specifically in this Dino Attack set, where the goal is to exterminate the dinosaurs stores with some very violent weapons. From chains to guns, this was not friendly in any way. In fact, this is what caused Lego to stop producing any weapon-based Lego sets in the future. While there are some really dark R-rated Lego minifigures available, yellow minifigs really stand out, because you can make almost any Lego minifigure appear naked by pairing a yellow minifigure body with yellow pants. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't take any pictures of these because it seems like there's enough flashing going on already. The good thing about the yellow minifigure pants though is that they look perfectly normal when applied to a skin-colored Lego minifigure. Just make sure you keep these pieces hidden from the kids. Nothing is worse than considering that the minigun is a part of the Lego Lone Ranger set. The primary antagonist in the film uses a minigun to exterminate the Native Americans. Although it's a very dark scene in the film, the minigun is included in the construction. Luckily, there aren't any natives in this set to blow up, but that might be a little excessive. Okay, last time we mentioned Christianity in this video, but adding one more fire to the flame. Lego released these Lego crosses back in the day. They are actually the official Lego cross, and as you can guess, they stirred up controversy between religions. These next two sets are very inappropriate as they both reference modern alcohol usage in today's world. The Bro Thor set has a modern use of alcohol, while the VW Beetle set has a cooler filled with Greek cans and bottles, which are probably Heineken as it's a German beer and it's a German car. In 2009, Lego almost got cancelled after they dropped this Lego Indiana Jones plane set, which featured a Nazi airplane. The flying wing was designed specifically for the Lost Ark Raiders, not as an actual Nazi vehicle. However, this violates the rule of using war vehicles in any modern environment, and I doubt they will recreate this set when we receive new sets. Just like we probably won't receive the Mola Ram set, based around the actual Temple of Doom here. The religious aspect of the cult leader here just doesn't slide with modern day standards, and there is no way Lego will re-release this one. Stranger Things might be one of the most popular Netflix series of all time, and as a result of its popularity, Lego actually collaborated with them on this set. It features the Upside Down, which is the land before the real world in the show. One of the most popular things in this series is the Demogorgon, a weird and creepy looking figure that they introduced in this Lego set. A Lego minifigure that is at least twice as scary as any normal figure you can find, which is probably why the Lego Stranger Things series was discontinued. I mean, I wouldn't want this thing staring at me while I sleep. Nothing wrong with some good old McDanks, am I right? Well, think again, because this Lego set actually caused waves of controversy after it was released. Many parents actually protested against Lego for promoting poor diets to their children, which in some sense is reasonable. But come on now, this is just too cool not to recreate. We have all the working parts from the ice cream machine, which obviously is always in order, and the crisp golden arches. Originally priced at $9.99, this bad boy now goes for over $300. For just 2 minifigures and 98 pieces in the set, you best hope that ice cream machine is working. The most unpleasant thing about Legos, as everyone knows, is falling to the ground in tears the moment when you step on one. However, wearing Lego slippers allows people to show their love for stepping on Legos. The thing about these though is they appear really cozy, but if you walk on an actual Lego, you're gonna need some medical assistance. Not sure if this was really the best idea. Alright, don't get me wrong now, this thing is super dope, but as a kid's toy, not so much. Built completely from scratch by the Lego legend Nathan Sawyer, he really did a great job recreating a true-to-life splitting face. With all the defined muscles, the texture, even the facial expressions, you'd expect to see this in an art gallery, or maybe a horror film museum. Either way, it's great work, Nathan. But I think you forgot about the children who will have nightmares for life from this. Did you know that Lego changed the comic for the Alpha Team set in 2001? All because they felt it included too many references to the events of September 11th. Well, this caused a lot of backlash with Lego, and should have gotten them cancelled. However, the comic that was part of the set instructions simply portrayed bomber planes with Gil as the main antagonist of Alpha Team, dumping bombs on regular villagers, turning them into mindless skeleton warriors. I think we can all get an idea of why this one was banned. Large-scale weapons aren't allowed on Lego Ideas, though Lego themselves have put out a bunch of large-scale roleplay weapons. So many Nerf blasters, Bionicle swords from Castle Atlantis, Chima Bionicle Knights, Kingdom Ninjago, Nexo, and the list goes on. Clearly Lego didn't follow their own rules quite carefully enough because some of the weapons they produced are very realistic. Now this one is very hard to catch, but we had to include it on the list for how sneakily inappropriate it is. Within the Lego Seinfeld Idea set instructions, there's references to the Ass Man license plate, a reference to the self-serving and the mastering your domain episode, episode, and I'm not a pimp line as well. I mean, if you're gonna add something like this, make it obvious. Next up is the Lego Overwatch set, but this one again appears to have nothing out of the ordinary. However, it's important to know that Overwatch is a teen-related video game, so Lego is branded for all ages. This definitely does not pass the criteria. In fact, parents even started complaining after this one released because their children became interested in violent video games. I'm assuming that you all have played the mobile game Angry Birds at some point in your childhood. The opponents in the game are these green pigs which you are supposed to eliminate. So when Lego teamed up with this incredibly famous game, they made this monstrosity of a Lego pig from Angry Birds. The green turd looking creatures had some very scary and cursed look to them, making this set super creepy. I mean, I guess the pigs are supposed to be intimidating as they are the enemies, but this is just too much. But before you call this medieval set cool, be warned because it has a rather sinister meaning. Up close, you can see that this wasn't just any old wagon. Rather, it's a wagon that contains one of the fallen knight's remains, which is pretty dark. We have this Lego middle finger that is clearly not made for kids, but this originally was a Lego idea that was a remake of the thumbs up hand that you could find on your minifigures. Well, that was until someone 3D printed this and made this cursed item come to life, making the scale of it 10 times larger and adding more fine details to it. I don't know what's worse, getting flicked off in person or by a Lego hand. I mean, if someone threw this up at me, I'd probably throw hands, but I definitely wouldn't throw hands with someone who has this Lego knife. When you take the sharp edges of a Lego piece and combine them with one of the sharpest objects you can possibly have, you're left with a knife that you should definitely hide from the school threat. Because this YouTuber who goes by the name of BrickedUp made it his goal to combine Lego pieces in order to make a knife that could actually stab someone. The good thing is the knife he made only stabs in a playful way because it's retractable. And I'm super glad he did that because if I saw someone reach in their book bag and pull this out, I'd be running for my life. This next item might be the most cursed and creepy Lego item known to existence. This is a realistic Lego head. Yeah, a helmet that you can wear that resembles an actual minifigure. But this is 10 times more scarier than your normal Lego men. The worst part about this is that you can actually wear it on your head, making you a walking minifigure. But just to make matters worse, there's YouTubers who are recreating and sculpting the freaky Lego item everywhere by literally 3D printing or using clay to create this monster. If I saw this in my house at night, I'd probably have to pull out my Lego knife, but honestly, I'd be screaming to the top of my lungs by then. So like this video or he will be staring at you in your sleep. Anyways, this is a Lego sword. Well, at least at the first glance, it doesn't even look like it's made of Lego. But after the creation of the handle, this build ended up coming out to be something that should not be made for kids. I mean, if I saw someone with this Lego sword approaching me, I'd probably have to crank some 90s in order to get away from it. But luckily, if you take a really close look, you can clearly see the blade is just made of Lego. Woo, that's a close one. Something that is definitely not made for kids is this cursed Lego piece right here. This Technic connector piece, labeled as part 32557, has an obvious hidden meaning to it and is clearly very inappropriate. This piece is literally designed to be a shape of a, well, you know. So despite it being a great Lego connector piece, you can actually find this in most sets today. Just when things couldn't get worse, I found out there's actually a long version too. Oh, and a short version as well. Yep. So I guess you could say this piece is bricked up. Moving along, Star Wars is not only one of the most popular things in today's world, but the Lego sets are pretty popular too. I mean, the sets they have range from small ships to some of the biggest ships imaginable. So with this, we see a lot of Star Wars minifigs roaming around in these sets. Specifically, we gotta talk about Princess Leia, who has many different characters in multiple of these Star Wars sets. But this one is far too overboard because it's dressed in very minimalistic clothing, making it inappropriate and just not good for the kids to play with. Coming in 3 different revealing outfits in over 3 different Lego sets. So next time my little cousin wants this minifigure, I'm gonna snatch it from him and play with it myself. While this Lego Winnie the Pooh set comes with this very nice bear figure, I can guarantee you I'm gonna change your mind about it when you see this next clip, because this is the most terrifying Lego piece I've ever seen. A horrific Lego Winnie the Pooh figure that I don't ever want to see in my room at night. The thing that makes this even more scary is the fact that a fan actually created this just for an animation he made. So I don't know what's more messed up, up, the person who made this animation or the minifigure itself? I guess I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. But this Lego gun is the most dangerous Lego item that you could ever come close to, because not only is it an obvious weapon, but the gun actually holds real Lego bullets, which means it's a choking and blinding hazard to anyone who uses it. I know I definitely never show up to school again if someone pulls this out in class. Therefore, this set would never actually be released to the public just because of how realistic and dangerous it is. And Lego doesn't want anyone to be harmed with their products. Stranger Things might be one of the most popular Netflix series of all time. So because of its popularity, Lego actually did a collab with them. And this Stranger Things Lego set that features the Upside Down, which is the land below the real world in the show. One of the most popular things in this series is the Demogorgon, who is this weird, creepy looking figure, which they introduced in this Lego set. A Lego minifigure which is at least twice as scary than any other normal figure you can find, which is probably why the Lego Stranger Things series got discontinued, making this the only Lego Stranger Things collab ever made. But despite the cool set, don't let it distract you from the fact that this Demogorgon is gonna be in your nightmares if you don't subscribe. Yeah, I'm assuming at one point in your childhood, you have played the mobile game Angry Birds, which features these green pigs that are the enemies you're trying to take down. So when Lego collabed with this super popular game, they created this monstrosity of a Lego pig from Angry Birds. The green turd looking figures featured this cursed shape and this very cursed mustache. But overall, something I would just not want to own myself because of how disturbing it looks. Yikes. This is an extremely cursed Lego item that no one wants to sleep next to, because Lego released a monkey keychain that is from the animation Julius and Friends, which by the way is really weird and shouldn't even be a kid show in the first place. The Lego monkey figure has two completely dark eyes with a mouth longer than this cursed Lego part. The worst part is, I don't know which one's more cursed. Lego has had many different monkey figures in the past, but for some odd reason, this one definitely takes the cake as the worst. There are some extremely dark R-rated Lego minifigures out there, but one that really takes the cake is yellow minifigs. Because if you combine a yellow torso with yellow pants, you can make almost any Lego minifigure look naked. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't take any pictures of these because it looks like there's enough flashing going on already. The good thing about yellow minifigure pants though, is that when you apply them to a skin tone Lego minifig, they look completely normal. Just please make sure you hide these pieces from the kids. If you enjoy Halloween season, and well, pumpkin carving in general, what I'm about to show you is gonna ruin that forever. Because this is the most creepy Lego jack-o'-lantern I've ever seen. But it even comes in multiple different variations where each one of them have this creepy smile engraved into their head, just like a real pumpkin. I mean, if I saw this outside of a house on Halloween, I'd rather go trick-or-treating in the back rooms or something. Anyways, we can't have an R-rated Lego video and not mention this very inappropriate set, because this is a Lego recreated Nazi concentration camp that kids should definitely never play with. The strange Lego set features the white smiling skeletons and the eerie camp guards, which, if you take a deep dive into the set, we can see these smiling skeletons who act like the prisoners from the real camps. And the dark figure used in this set can be resembled to a camp guard that ran the camps back in the 1930s. But luckily, this set was never released to the public because people could have made some pretty cursed images with this set. The craziest part though is this set was sold for $70,000. And I don't know about you, but even though it's dark, I definitely get it for the money. Lego dropped this version of Santa, well, at least it's supposed to look like Santa, but it looks like something straight out of a horror film. This is the Jolly Santa set that doesn't look too jolly, which they released back in 2017 for their Christmas season special. And because the set only includes 74 pieces, they had to settle for a very low detailed version of Santa, making this really creepy and just not made for kids to enjoy in the first place. I really hope they added an 18+ tag to this because I can assure no kid wants this. This Lego set is outdated, but be aware because this set has a rather dark meaning before you go ahead and label this as a cool set. Because upon closer inspection, the knights besides this otherwise harmless car are quite interesting because they are all the same color. As you can see, this wasn't just any old wagon. This is a wagon containing one of the fallen knight's remains. And well, that's pretty dark. There's this giant elephant from Lego Legends of Chima that is really cool looking. Well, at least at first glance. Because the magic happens when you take his elephant head off. And then you're left with this freaky looking minifig head that could honestly be the star of a kid's worst nightmare. I don't know what Lego employee thought it was a good idea to make this elephant head detachable, but I'm gonna assume that they're probably fired by now. Well, at least I hope. Everyone knows the worst part about Legos is the fact that when you step on one, you immediately fall down to the floor crying. But something much worse would be wearing it, because these strange shaped Lego slippers allow people to show off their passion for stepping on Legos. The thing about these ones though is they look super comfortable, because when you step on an actual Lego, you're gonna be seeking emergency help. Unless you're like me, because I like to hit the gritty in Legos. Yeah, that's right. Speaking of Lego items that you can actually wear, these are some Lego underwear. Yeah, these fashionably stylish boxers with Lego bricks all over them can literally be found at your local Walmart. And I definitely wouldn't go close to any females with this because they will 1000% run away from you. But hey, with all these bricks on the front, I guess you could stay bricked up. Anyways, everyone knows the most annoying bug and the struggles that come with trying to swat it. Yeah, I'm talking about a fly, but not just any fly, this Lego fly head that comes with a bunch of Lego collectible minifigures you can obtain by buying a pack at Walmart or even Target. But the really weird part about this fly, man, is the fact that this fly head can literally be detached and put on any other minifigure, making them really creepy and just cursed as a whole. So if I saw this thing flying around, I'd definitely be smacking that thing with a swatter. Last but definitely not least, we gotta mention this Lego set that got banned purely because of how racist it was. This is the Red Indian set. Nothing is more racist than calling an Indian red, so you can only imagine the backlash this had on the company as a whole. The set featured 4 Indian characters rowing a little blue boat, and to make it even worse, they chose the most red tint that they have ever used in creating a character. I mean, they literally look like Crayola crayons. That's just nuts. This set was less so a set and more of a poly bag which featured an entirely exclusive minifigure, the Nesquik Bunny. On paper, this partnership seems like it could have had some really cool Lego sets. I mean, just look at its eyes. Why is it staring at me like that? Unfortunately, the Lego Nesquik set featured one of the creepiest minifigures ever released, and its potential never lined up to the hype. Yeah, I wish I never saw this. However, this is not the only creepy eyes built on this list, as up next we have the Lego Yoda before the good Lego Yoda. Everyone knows the good Lego Yoda, a truly amazing build that is about as lifelike and realistic as you can be when designing a green man who is over 1000 years old. However, did you know he had a Lego Yoda before the good Lego Yoda? Yoda minifigures are some of the best ever made, however it can be hard to scale Yoda up apparently, as this Lego Yoda build is truly disturbing. Again, with the eyes. Why does its eyes look like that? However, that is not all. His hands look weird, his necklace looks like 3-eye binoculars, and the color is just entirely wrong. Hang on, let me burn this from my memory so I don't have nightmares tonight. Sometimes the weirdest Lego sets that Lego make are not even really Lego. That is the case for the Lego Galador. Lego Galador proves one thing: Lego should not be making toys. And you may think that these toys were from decades ago in the 70s or maybe even 80s, and you would be wrong. Lego Galador toys are actually released in 2002, and were Lego's attempt to pull some of the market share away from Barbie's audience. However, this product failed entirely, and due to just how strange and weird of a business decision this was, Lego must have felt pretty ashamed of themselves. But technically, Lego Galador was not a Lego set. Actually, speaking of Technic, the next weirdest build on our list is Lego Technic Stormtrooper. A perfect example of not everything bigger is better. The Lego Stormtrooper is a pretty iconic Lego character, however this Lego Technic build looks just weird. First, the helmet is not the right size and proportions. Secondly, he is weirdly skinny, and finally, all the different connecting Technic pieces do not entirely work to make the well-designed Lego Stormtrooper. Whoever designed this should 100% lose their job. Minifigures are some of the most collected Lego products out there, with some of them being worth thousands of dollars. However, even Lego gets this wrong sometimes. When I show you this product, you'll probably ask, why is this one strange? Well, let me just tell you. This is the Lego Luke Skywalker figure. Yes, figure, not minifigure. This statue is a giant version of the Luke Skywalker minifigure, and when I look at it, I just see that there is nothing you can do with it. The set comes pre-built, it just looks like a giant block of plastic, and an enlarged minifigure shows just how badly detailed they actually are. Lego, what were you thinking? Lego has been trying to make Lego for kids for years, and finally they got the right with Duplo. However, there were countless times where they did not get this right, such as the next strangest Lego set on our list, Lego Fabuland. Lego Fabuland looks harmless enough from a quick glance, but when you take a little deeper glance, you begin to realize there are some weird parts on this build. Firstly, the figures are just weird animals, with some of them being kind of hard to understand what they are. Then the build itself is a small and a bit boring, and then finally the build is just boring. This set was probably fine for kids, however when we look at it, you can see it's far weirder. All of these sets so far seem to have been designed around being weird. However, this next set was probably never meant to come across as strange. I love SpongeBob SquarePants, and when they began doing Lego SpongeBob sets, I thought it was the best thing possible. However, one of these sets just seemed like a weird decision. This is the Lego Krusty Krab. Lego is perhaps one of the biggest toys out there and really lets you use your imagination. However, this set relies on it too much, and as such, it just feels empty. Like, you cannot even furnish the inside of the Krusty Krab. Actually, another weird Lego item from SpongeBob is perhaps one of the weirdest minifigures ever released, and it's none other than Squidward. Now, Squidward looks a bit weird in SpongeBob too, and perhaps his most iconic feature is his large nose. However, the reason I add this as a little bonus entry is that Squidward would look a little weird on a minifigure anyway, so they had no real choice. Lego has to design sets that are based on movies before the movie's release, and sometimes this leads to sets being made that just doesn't look like the movie. This is what happened when the First Order Heavy Scout from Lego Star Wars. Without its movie tie-in, the Lego set just looks like a Lego walker that has been squashed, making this set just a little bit weird without its movie tie-in. For those of us who live in the States, soccer has become a bit of a phenomenon, with it becoming far more available within the States. From the 1998 World Cup came this really strange Lego set featuring some police chasing after some soccer hooligans. This is actually a pretty common thing that happens in Europe during the World Cup, but did it really need its own Lego set? Lego has made some really weird sets. They had made giant animals, weird machines, and more. But this next build is a very weird looking animal. Bug thing. Okay, this one is so strange I am honestly not even sure what it's meant to be. Is it a bug? Is it a frog? What is it? Someone tell me. The name of the set doesn't even help, as it's just called Record and Play. What does that even mean, Lego? Please. Those of you under the age of 10 will probably have no positive memories of Toys R Us. This store was a haven for Lego fans, with the toy lining aisles throughout the world. But unfortunately, Toys R Us is now a shadow of its former self. But thankfully, we have the memories of the store to keep us going. But there are two strange Lego sets that kind of ruin some of those memories. First is the disembodied Jeffrey the Giraffe set that came as a promotional checkline bag that you could grab on your way out. This set is both simple to build and a little bit traumatizing to look at. However, this is not the only time Lego tried and failed to make the Lego Toys R Us mascot, since this next Lego set was meant to fix the mistakes they had made in the past, and somehow made it even worse. This is why Toys R Us went bankrupt? That would actually make a lot of sense. You might be surprised to know that Lego has only ever had one in-house theme based on time travel. Time Cruisers is a timeless classic that revolves around Dr. Cyber traveling through time. However, sometimes Lego made sets that can actually break the fabric of time. This is the Lego Town Square Castle, a modern looking town square that features medieval minifigures with a bookstore and fish and chips for some reason. Why this set exists is bizarre, but it's certainly a strange set for Lego. Check lane Lego products are usually kind of boring. They are not really meant for people who enjoy building Lego rather than being for kids, and such of them are very weird. However, none of them are quite as strange and oddly terrifying as Mr. Bunny. Mr. Bunny reminds me of the Easter Bunny if it came out of my nightmares. A weird, creepy, overly simple build that was intended for kids. Although it may have never been intended to traumatize kids, please just get this off my screen. Lego has collaborated with countless sporting leagues. However, one of the weirdest collaborations they ever had was the American National Hockey League, or NHL for short. And you know it's bad when the entire theme is strange. But why? Well, all these NHL sets feature some horrendous looking low budget sets, and some of them are not even looking remotely like hockey players. This is so weird, and you can tell Lego never really cared about this, as the partnership ended pretty quickly. Lego has sets that come straight out of some of the best movies ever, capturing key moments and locations like the Lego Death Star. Unfortunately though, Lego sometimes picks pretty horrendous moments to turn into Lego sets, such as this set from Toy Story 3 that depicts the final scene in the movie, the trash compactor. For those who have not seen this movie, this is one of the saddest and most gut-wrenching moments in a Disney movie, and it features all of the toys almost dying. So turning this into a Disney set is a bit weird. Marvel has some pretty awesome Lego sets. Things like Lego Sanctum Sanctorium, Avengers Tower, and Daily Bugle. These all make some of the best Lego sets ever. However, this Lego set just feels clunky and strange. This is the Lego Marvel Superheroes Hulk vs. Red Hulk set, which features the two variants of the Hulk battling out using cars? Yeah, for some bizarre reason, they're near indestructible superheroes use cars to fight. This doesn't really make any sense. And actually, while talking about Marvel, there is another truly bizarre set from Lego Spider-Man that features perhaps the weirdest design ever. This is the Lego Spider-Man mech vs Venom mech. And when looking at this, you would probably think it's a pretty cool set, but I have just one question. Why is Venom in a mech that is just a bigger looking Venom? And why is Spider-Gwen using a hoverboard as opposed to, you know, swinging? This just absolutely makes no sense. My favorite part about Lego is the building process. Some people love playing with Lego and some love displaying it for all their friends. But sometimes Lego makes some stupid design decisions, such as this Lego set from Lego Harry Potter. This set features two small looking Lego stores with a cardboard background. This is not only super weird Lego set, but is also incredibly lazy design by Lego. It is as if they really didn't care about this. Lego Friends is actually somewhat successful nowadays. However, it took countless failed ventures into the market to get something that worked, such as Lego Belleville, an entire theme from Lego that embodied the weirdest of weirdest Lego sets. Firstly, every build proportionally is wrong, with the figures being considerably larger than the figures themselves. And they are also truly terrifying and uncanny. I can see why this set was a huge flop because it just feels so strange and ridiculous. We have one of the biggest YouTubers in existence. Yeah, Mr. Beast. Not only does this set include a Lego Jimmy, but it also has Chandler, Chris, and the rest of the gang. This set is super strange in itself, but the weirdest part is how the figures are made. I mean, look at Jimmy's weird legs and Chandler's facial hair. Something doesn't seem right here. Nonetheless, this set has made waves and instantly flew off the shelves as YouTube fans flocked to get it. The Mr. Beast set is fairly new, but is already nearly out of stock everywhere. This is a stunning set by the Lego legend Nathan Sawyer. This dude is a genius when it comes to building with bricks. He was able to make a true life Lego set in human form, with all the defined muscles, the texture, even the facial expressions. Truly a work of art. Something you definitely see in an art gallery, but as a kid's toy, not so much. I mean, this thing is so freaky to look at, and it also looks so realistic. Imagine waking up to this thing sitting on your desk. Yikes. Squidward is a weird looking character in himself, but when you create a Lego version of Squiddy, things get even wackier. It doesn't even look like Squidward, more so a creepy looking squid. They even tried releasing a second version with a 3D printed face, but even that wasn't cutting it. Everyone needs a toilet paper holder, but a Lego toilet paper holder? Who even buys this? I guess you'd have to be a huge Lego enthusiast to cop one of these, because I've never seen anything quite like it. And yeah, the concept is pretty cool, but just the thought of the Lego being near the toilet is iffy. If Lego was looking for a way to scare away its entire fan base, this was the perfect creation, because this giant Lego spider has scared citizens away ever since it was created. Sure, it may be a cool, unique idea that certainly took months to build, but couldn't they have picked anything better than a scary spider? Come on, Lego. This is the Lego Police Unit set, which combines soccer with policemen and riot gear. I guess this is supposed to be a representation of how soccer games usually are? Not entirely sure, but the whole concept just doesn't make too much sense. Maybe I am missing something here? I mean, this one has raised eyebrows all around because nobody really knows what it means. In ways, it's also controversial, especially for a kid's toy. This is the Krusty Krab. Yeah, from SpongeBob. A true classic. And at first glance, it may look normal. Seems almost like a dream come true to start, but then it gets disappointing. When the set is all complete, I mean, it's literally nothing. You'd expect a big time show like SpongeBob to get more love and care, but with this set, obviously not. Back in 2003, Lego went all out with its insane basketball set. And this thing is actually super cool, but not only did they have NBA star players available to collect, but Lego also made a playable basketball game. Tons of fun and cool as well. However, Nesquik must have paid Lego a fortune for this one because I have no idea why it was even released. Sorry, Nesquik. I love the drink, but I hate the Lego figure. This one is just plain out creepy and could scare anyone upon first glance. Not to mention, it's an ugly looking bunny with no sort of structure. So like the video now or this bunny will be in your dreams. Anyways, it's already super rare to find round Lego parts, but even more rare to find a Lego donut. And this person decided to go all out and created a huge Lego donut out of Legos. I can't even imagine how long this one must have taken to build, but it's pretty wacky. While Lego did a good job taking the leap to create building buildable action figures, this Lego Batman doesn't really cut it. I mean, it doesn't even look like Batman, more like a gladiator or something. I have no idea what the spiky blades are coming from his shoulders, but this certainly ain't the Batman we all know and love. So Lego really tried to compete with Connects with this set, but let's be real here, they did not live up to standards. But what's super strange about this set is that there were actually only 19 of them made. According to sources, this Lego item actually almost ruined the entire brand of Lego for how horrible it is. Most Lego Technic sets are super cool and boast lights, movement, and more, but the Technic R2-D2 just didn't have anything. And what's even crazier is with a character like R2-D2, noise is essential. I mean, I guess it's cool looking at least, but add some sound, Lego. You're absolutely lying if you tell me you wouldn't try a Lego waffle, because this looks crazy delicious. Sure, it's strange as heck, but a Lego waffle probably tastes 100 times better than a normal waffle, just by the looks of it. I guess that's what inspired Lego to make this Lego waffle maker. Either that, or they saw Disney's Mickey Mouse pancakes at Disney World. Either way, I need one of these. This is a double-decker couch. Extremely cool concept here, but what is the point? I mean, Lego went above and beyond to add lights, details, and even a double-decker aspect to this couch. But at the end of the day, it's just a couch. There are so many other Lego items which could have used the time it took to make this couch. Hopefully it's comfy at least. We've all played Angry Birds before, so of course Lego had to jump on the trend and make their own version of the game. But wow, they really could have spent some more time on this set because the birds look absolutely horrifying. And the enemy characters, I can't even begin to explain how off those are. Sure, this is a super cool concept and a fun kit to have, but I wish there was more to it. Everyone knows the Statue of Liberty, so sure enough, Lego made their own buildable version of the famous statue. And this is a very complex Lego set to build. Many enthusiasts even struggle to build this one because of how big it is. But not only does it take hours, even days to build, when the entire thing is complete, it turns into a, well, huge disappointment. I mean, how does this resemble the Statue of Liberty? Better off just stacking green bricks on top of each other at that point. If there's one thing Lego needs to stay away from, it's board games. Because this Lego board game is the most upsetting Lego kit of all time. First of all, who in the world still plays board games? Grandparents? Last time I checked, my grandma was not buying Lego sets. But the mediocre job they did building what you think was amazing is what really makes this upsetting. Here's a classic Lego set. For Batman fans, you've probably seen the villain named Egghead. This set was released to tie in with the Lego Batman movie release, and it's just plain weird. The Egghead concept just doesn't work with bricks, which are not round. It's also just too hard to understand and too wacky for any comic enthusiast to even enjoy. Jeff the Giraffe is a classic Lego set which has become the staple of the brand for years. It's simply a funny sidekick which ties into the Lego story altogether. The simplicity of the build makes this a fan favorite, but at the same time it's super strange. Just the idea of a giant giraffe is weird in itself, but I think Lego could have picked another character as their staple. Just by the name of this one, you instantly know it's controversial. Everyone loves ice cream, but not from a random creepy man. But I guess Lego didn't get the memo because while our moms were telling us not to accept ice cream from strangers, Lego was promoting it. Seems like a lawsuit waiting to happen. But not only is this one just creepy to look at, it's also poorly made. It literally looks like a Lego maker's whipped up a draft and put it on the shelves, and the robots could give a grown man nightmares. I think I'm gonna pass. Sometimes Lego pieces break, which is a wild statement to make considering how strong they are against one's foot. All jokes aside, this is the Lego tape, which is compatible with all Lego pieces. Interesting and cool idea for sure, but wouldn't it be weird to ask mom for a roll of Lego tape? What in the world is this supposed to be? Now, the idea of combining audio and Legos to make a recording kit is cool, but what even is this thing? A robot? A frog? I don't even know, but this thing looks super whack. But this final one, which is the Lego space station, just takes the cake here. I mean, who the heck even made this thing? It doesn't look anything even remotely close to the picture on the box, and the last thing I'd guess this was is a space station. And perhaps the most famous knockoff Lego company in the world is none other than Lepin, and they will keep appearing throughout the video since their plagiarism of Lego is so vast. And you'll see these guys a lot throughout the video because they plagiarize Lego all the time. One of these most notable illegal Lego items is the Lepin 16016 Hogwarts Castle. This set was almost identical to the Lego Harry Potter Hogwarts build, and as such, Lego had to step in to stop all production of this Lego set. However, at this point, Lepin were still able to both make and sell Lego knockoffs, but as you'll find out later in this video, Lego would have enough of their illegal antics. But before we get into that, let's talk about this next build that was unfortunately unable to be stopped by Lego. This is the pan-lost brick AK-47 by Chinese company Xingbao. This set seems actually pretty harmless. However, it breaks one of Lego's biggest rules. Do not depict weapons. Lego often does all they can to avoid using weapons to avoid teaching kids to play with weapons. However, Chinese companies really do not face the same issues since just about everything they produce is illegal. And unfortunately, Lego was unable to do anything to stop this illegal Lego set other than just distance themselves from it as much as they could. A Lego rendition of AK-47 really is not that controversial. However, this next illegal Lego item was highly inappropriate. Citizen Brick is a company that really bounces on the line between illegal and legal. Technically, they claim their sets are also compatible with Lego and therefore don't infringe on Lego's copyright. However, there was one knockoff Lego set that they made that Lego immediately had to distance himself from. The Lego Strip Club. This set was not only controversial, but also broke countless fundamentals Lego had. And since the product could be used in pair with Lego sent countless cease and desist and tried their best to distance themselves from these inappropriate Lego builds. What do you think? Was this too inappropriate? Oh, but we are not done yet. Let's talk about the Chinese company Bella and their knockoffs. Chinese companies work in a different world to companies in Europe and America. Their copyright laws are very different, and that is why hundreds of companies have their products ripped off by Chinese companies. And as we have learned through the video, no company quite faces the same fate as Lego. This is the Bella Millennium Falcon, a ripoff of Lego's iconic Millennium Falcon set. As a result, Bella were forced to pull the production and sales of the Bella Millennium Falcon as well as paying damages to Lego. But it is not always basic Lego sets that get ripped off. Sometimes it can happen to their most complex builds. And now is the time for me to tell you about Lepin. When companies push their luck too far, they are bound to crash and burn. This is what happened when the company Lepin decided to make a rip-off Lego set of the Bugatti Chiron. As you can see, this set is nearly identical, with both the exterior and functional elements being the exact same as Lego's. Why do these Chinese companies keep making these imitations though? Well, it is actually because China manufacturing like this is a lot cheaper. As a result of this, Lepin were able to charge for less on their Bugatti Chiron than Lego could with theirs. The Lepin Bugatti Chiron would cost $105 to $120, depending on where you purchased it from. Meanwhile, the Lego Bugatti Chiron would cost $350 when it was also still being sold. So you can see why these companies would want to make imitations, as they can charge far less and undercut Lego. But oh boy, we are not done with Lepin yet. So in order to save some time, let's make the video fun with a little lightning round. First, we have the Lepin Star Wars Millennium Falcon. Not only was it attacked by Lego, but also Disney, since they didn't have a license to make this set, and as such, production was forced to stop. Then we have the Lepin Palace Cinema, which was a complete rip-off of Lego's Palace Cinema set from the Creator Expert theme. Lego once again took legal action against Lepin and were able to get the set taken down. And they were never going to stop at the Bugatti Chiron, as they also went on to make the Lepin Volkswagen T1 camper van and the Lepin Technic Porsche 911 GT3 RS, both of which were immensely cheap compared to Lego's versions. Lepin also copied some of the less popular sets, such as the Lepin Black Pearl, which is of course a ripoff of the Lego Black Pearl from the Pirates of the Caribbean theme. Lego were also trying to take this set down, however at this point they were getting really fed up. Lepin was eventually sued as a whole by Lego, as their brick building blocks were almost identical to Lego bricks. However, it does not stop there, since Lepin was copying the bricks, packaging, and branding, as well as the sets themselves, with most of the Lepin sets being mirrored from Lego's most popular themes and sets. In April of 2019, Lego beat Lepin in a Chinese court, and as a result, Lepin had to stop production and sales of everything. And to ensure that they did not sell the rest of their sets, Chinese authorities seized all of their products, brick molds, and materials that were used for this infringement. Lepin is potentially the most well-known instance of Lego taking on illegal Lego items. However, these next sets are some of the most hardest to find illegal Lego items out there. Lego as a company do their utmost best to refrain and show from any themes with the military influence. Sometimes sets do slip through, but generally they are pretty good. However, there is an imitation company out there that has brought the military to Lego. Enlighten is a Chinese Lego imitation company which offers a huge range of sets and themes from their military to space, vehicles, and city life. And one of their most recognizable is the Enlighten military helicopter, which is kind of a copy, but kind of not. Since a helicopter outside of Lego has a really standard design, Enlighten were able to avoid any legal action from Lego. Despite this set being an illegal item, they were about to avoid the law for now. So far though, all of these actually seem somewhat decent copies of Lego. You know, decent but illegal. However, this next company did not even seem to try. Uncanny is one of the less well-known illegal Lego manufacturers. They have made countless Lego imitation sets. However, one I think we have to point out is the Uncanny police station. Not only only is this an imitation of countless Lego City police sets, but it's also pretty boring and a minimal set. It only has one building, which is incredibly flat, and unlike Lego, there's a very little imagination or effort going into this one. Lego has taken legal actions against Alcini before, and likely did for this one too. Generally, these illegal companies will do their utmost best to be better, cheaper, and more cost-effective than Lego, but this next illegal item was just plain lazy. There are countless sellers out there who have perfected a way to scam people out of thousands of dollars, simply by repackaging Lego sets. The way scammers do this is by taking some Lego bags out of a cheaper set, and then placing it into a box for a more expensive set. This practice is not only sus, but also highly illegal, and as such, Lego had to go on record countless times to record and warn people about having potential dangers of purchasing resold Lego. Lego has even taken some of these scammers to court, and they have ended up with prison sentences for their crimes. Lego has fought countless battles in court, so much so that their legal team is actually one of the best in the world. Lego relies a lot on the good nature of its fans, but sometimes people can take it too far. Custom minifigure sites online are pretty cool, and you can get minifigures from Lego sets that never existed. What's all the cool minifigures there are undoubtedly some of the highly controversial. For example, the Lego minifigure of Osama bin Laden, the co-leader of the terrorist organization Al-Qaeda, Lego minifigure versions of Nazi soldiers, or bizarrely, also Lego minifigures depicting political figures, which is also quite controversial as the other two. Unfortunately, Lego cannot really do anything about these custom minifigures since technically they were all considered fair use. As such, Lego just has to rely on the good faith of its fans. When you look at all the companies so far today, what do they all have in common? My surprise when I discovered one of the biggest companies copying Lego is actually one of the largest shops in the United Kingdom. Wilco blocks are far less well known throughout the world. However, in the United Kingdom, Wilco blocks can be found in Wilkinson stores throughout the country. These sets are cheap, small, and easy to build, and they can be found just about anywhere. They actually undercut Lego on just about everything. They are cheaper than the Lego counterparts, easier to find, and more convenient for parents to buy for kids. As such, Lego has been keeping a very close eye on Wilco blocks, preparing to cease and desist if one day they ever cross the line from fair use to highly illegal. But all these illegal Lego sets that we have discussed today never really led to any arrests. That is not the case for this next illegal Lego item that landed its owner in jail. This is what happened to 71-year-old Jacob Siegel and 39-year-old Blanca Godino, a pair whose Lego arrest came after they stole 2,800 boxes of Lego. Detectives began investigating the case in December of 2023 when they discovered Godino might be stealing these boxes from retailers miles away before dropping them off at Siegel's home where he would sell the stolen goods. Going on average, this Lego theft was probably worth over $50,000. But I know what you're thinking. Star Wars already has so many Lego collabs and sets with the popular female character in them. Well, that's until you bring up this very inappropriate version of her that is featured in over 3 different suggestive outfits that honestly shouldn't be seen by kids. Fans even made their own version of this minifigure, hoping that they could be used in sets, but Lego ultimately removed and rejected any of these Leia minifigures with inappropriate outfits. But let me know if you guys find any of these, because I know someone who'd love to play with them. Yeah, that's me. Anyways, if you're anything like me, you love playing video games. But what if I told you that you could build your own console with Lego? Yeah, because this YouTuber who goes by the name of Brick Machines created the world's first working Lego game console just by himself. He used tons of traditional Lego pieces and Technic parts to create this mechanism and buttons for the console to run on. Even though I'd love to play Fortnite on one of these things, sadly the idea is way too complicated for the Lego designers to make, which means this Lego idea was ultimately rejected. Man, that sucks. While we're talking about games, we gotta mention one of the most popular ones, Minecraft. Lego and Minecraft have collabed on many awesome sets over the years that feature tons of cool items from the game. But one super popular thing Lego and Minecraft don't have is a Herobrine minifigure. The weird Steve stalking creature was an actual Lego idea that was gonna eventually happen because of how iconic the mob is. However, the reason they didn't fall through with this is because Herobrine wasn't an actual mob in the game files. And I don't know why they think this isn't a real mob, because 8-year-old me was throwing hands at my TV TV when I saw this thing in my world. But this unfortunately made this set idea get rejected by Lego. So like this video now, Herobrine will be staring at you while you sleep. Anyways, this is the tallest Lego tower in the world that could literally be taller than an average skyscraper. It stands at an astounding 118 feet tall. If you think that was crazy, wait till you hear that it took over a year to make. But not only that, the tower takes over 500,000 Lego bricks to make. The best part about this giant Lego skyscraper is the fact that it was made by a city in honor of an 8-year-old cancer patient named Omar, and the town donated tons of Lego bricks for the tower to be built in order to honor the kid, which makes this Lego build super wholesome. But of course, no one is able to casually build a 500,000 piece Lego set at home, so the idea was rejected by Lego. This is a Lego middle finger that is clearly not made for kids. But this originally was a Lego idea that was a remake of the thumbs up hand that you can find on your minifigures. Well, that was until someone 3D printed this and made this cursed Lego item come to life, making the scale of it 10 times larger and adding more fine details to it. I don't know what's worse, getting clicked off in person or by a Lego hand. I mean, if someone threw this up at me, I'd probably throw hands. But since this cursed design is obviously very inappropriate with Lego and its audience, the idea of this thing was thrown out the window. This next item might be the most cursed and creepy Lego item known to existence. This is a realistic Lego head. Yeah, a helmet that you can wear that resembles an actual minifigure. But this is 10 times more scarier than your normal Lego men. The worst part about this is that you can wear it on your head, making you a walking minifigure. But just to make matters worse, there's YouTubers who are recreating and sculpting the freaky Lego item everywhere by literally 3D printing or using clay to create this monster.
My name is Jeff.
So subscriber, this cursed Lego head will be in your room tonight. Anyways, there's tons of Lego items that we will never see because they never made it out of the group chat. But the Lego employee that rejected this item should be fired immediately, because this is Lego Anatomy, a Lego set that features an upscaled minifigure that splits into two, revealing this giant skeleton, which is the inside of the minifigure's body as well as its organs. And while this set is really cool looking, it's also super good to teach kids with. I mean, if my science teacher brought this out, I probably wouldn't have failed my final exams. This Lego idea was actually so popular that it had articles written about it and even was featured at Legoland, making it really weird as to why they would reject such a popular Lego item anyways. But the reason they actually put a stop on this educational masterpiece is because we are pretty much just examining, well, you know, an inside of a human, which doesn't feel right considering the average Lego consumer being young. Stranger Things might be one of the most popular Netflix series of all time, so because of its popularity, Lego actually did a collab with them. And this Stranger Things Lego set that features the Upside Down, which is the land before the real world in the show. One of the most popular things in that series is the Demogorgon, who is this weird creepy looking figure, which they introduced in this Lego set. A Lego minifigure which is at least twice as scary than any other normal figure you can possibly find, which is probably why the Lego Stranger Things series got discontinued, making this the only Lego Stranger Things collab we will ever see. Lego did a collaboration with Nestle. Yeah, the company known for their chocolate milk and the silly rabbit mascot of the brand who goes by the name of Quickie, which they specifically took and turned him into a minifigure. And while it looks good at first, the magic doesn't happen until you take the bunny ears off, and then you're left with this weird face that honestly could have been the star of a kid's worst nightmare. However, the reason this minifig head is designed the way it is was because they needed to make the eyes match up with the bunny head in order to make the most accurate Quickie minifigure. And because this item was so cursed, it has been rejected. Who doesn't like candy? And if you're that weird one in the comment who doesn't, I'll be praying for you. But when you combine candy and Lego, you're left with this M&M and Lego collaboration, which is a fully working M&M Lego dispenser that when you click the button, your favorite color will come out of it. I mean, I'd be pressing these buttons all day. But since they can't include candy in sets at the store, Lego had to reject the idea because of it being too difficult to execute. Another rejected Lego set is the cartoon classic Adventure Time. Seriously, Lego? Out of all the cursed collaborations you've done, why not Adventure Time? The bizarre themes and cool aesthetic the world of Adventure Time has would create some of the company's best Lego sets. Fans even made a survey that collected over 10,000 people wanting Lego to collab with the cartoon. So what actually caused this to be rejected? Well, there's technically already a few character blocks that they released, but we figures from the show and not a full-blown set. Take the L, Lego. This Lego set was discontinued after no one played with it. The Lego Fabuland sets featured these weird animal-like minifigures that were honestly pretty creepy. But the real problem was how basic this set was, because kids would find almost impossible to play with these Lego sets, making them useless and just not fun at all. So Lego decided to ban and take Fabuland to the gulag, rejecting the series once and for all. Next, we have the Lego series that got rejected because it was too creepy for kids. Lego Mixels were very obviously hated due to the cursed imaging and set designs for all the different monster variations. The ads for them were even creepier, having the Mixels literally chomping on items that look like a kid's worst nightmare. Despite the sets being very successful with the fans, people at Lego decided to discontinue it, putting an end to Lego Mixels forever. Last but not least is the Lego Among Us figures, which are some of the most weird and sus designed Lego characters on the market. And while Among Us was one of the most popular games in the world, Lego wasn't the biggest fan of releasing these to the public. So despite the huge popularity for the game worldwide, Lego put a ban on producing any sus Among Us figures to the public. Lego did a collaboration with Nestle. Yeah, the company known for their chocolate milk and the silly rabbit mascot of the brand who goes by the name of Quickie, which they specifically took and turned him into a minifig. And while it looks good at first, the magic doesn't happen until you take the bunny ears off. And then you're left with this weird face that honestly could have been the star of a kid's worst nightmare. However, the reason this minifig head is designed the way it is was because they needed to make the eyes match up with the bunny head in order to get the most accurate Quickie minifigure. So if you think that was cursed, wait until you see this next item, because Lego released this realistic spider that I bet if you put on a wall somewhere, it would scare the life out of you. This spider is a remake of the traditional spider piece that they used back in the old sets, dating as far back as 1999. The piece includes these long skinny legs and even these weird dark eyeballs that could literally be watching you from any given direction, whereas the old spider piece looks way less scarier and also features this clip on the front that you can attach to other pieces. I don't think I'd ever want to get close to this thing because I'd probably end up hitting it with something. But I'm for sure never going next to this cursed item, because back in 2006, they released this Lego SpongeBob set that featured this weird Squidward head that looked absolutely nothing like him. And while we have had many multiple Squidward minifigures over the years, this one looked like you just grabbed a picture of him and stomped on it, because the head was way too flat compared to the new ones that give off the right shape of the famous squid's head. Like this video now, or these eyes will be staring at you in your sleep. Anyways, these Lego Among Us designs are some of the most creepy, most sus concepts to ever be discussed with Lego. Despite the huge popularity for the game back in 2021, Lego was pitched not just one, but multiple Lego Among Us set designs and minifigures that ultimately never got cleared by them because Lego didn't like how creepy and sus the designs look. However, nothing defines sus more than this Lego piece right here, which is probably the most unintentional cursed Lego item that most kids don't even realize because it is so basic. This piece is labeled as part 32557, which is found in many Technic sets. And even though it's such a great connector piece and it's super common to receive in your Lego sets today, I don't really have to explain what this looks like because it has a super obvious hidden meaning behind it. Oh, and by the way, there's also a longer version. Yep, and a short one too. Anyways, Minecraft and Lego are some of the most popular things in today's world, which is probably why they have collaborations together. But there's one specific item that's super popular in the Minecraft realm, which is iconic: the Minecraft cake. People love it because when you eat it, it gets smaller by the slice, which is super satisfying. And Lego actually made this cake one of the pieces in a Minecraft set. But can someone please explain to me why this cake is round? I mean, you have Minecraft and Lego combined, which are both known for their blocks. So I'm guessing when they made this set, they just designed the cake to what it looks like when it's in a chest instead of placed down on the ground. I guess the Lego employees just love their cake round like Lizzo. Hey, I'm trying to get a slice of that. But the curse items don't stop there, because this cursed clown display scared millions of kids. The Ronald McDonald display set came in McDonald's Happy Meals for kids to build on their own. These creepy clown displays would stare at you while you're stuffing your face with Big Macs. So because of its cursed design, it makes sense as to why Lego stopped the production of most clown type minifigures and sets. And boy am I glad they did that, because this thing is hideous. This is a Lego toothbrush. Back in 2002, Lego released this collab with Colgate and made this working toothbrush with the Lego minifig inside the handle. The cursed part about this set is the fact that while you're brushing your teeth, this guy is just staring into your soul. I mean, at least they gave us a real toothbrush and not one made of bricks. Brushing with bricks? Yeah, I'm not trying to turn out like George Washington. Everyone knows the worst part about Legos is the fact that when you step on one, you immediately fall down to the floor crying. But something much worse would be wearing it, because these strange shaped Lego slippers allow people to show off their passion for stepping on Legos. The thing about these ones though is they look super comfortable, which is completely ironic because when you step on an actual Lego, you're gonna be seeking emergency help. But this isn't the only type of footwear Lego released, because during 2021, they dropped a collab with Adidas and made a fully functional Lego shoe that can be purchased to wear right now. And while these cursed shoes still don't look pleasing at all, they are still fully functional, so you'll catch me hitting the gritty in these later. While we're used to Santa looking like this, Lego dropped this version of Santa and it looks like something straight out of a horror film. This is the Jolly Santa set that doesn't look too jolly, which they released back in 2017 for their Christmas season special. And because the set only includes 74 pieces, they had to settle for a very low detail version of Santa, which unfortunately caused him to look very cursed. Lego has released tons of minifigures over the years, but this one is definitely the weirdest one, because if you combine a yellow torso with yellow pants, you can make almost any Lego minifigure look naked. I wouldn't take any pictures of these because it looks like there's enough flashing going on already. The good thing about yellow minifigure pants though is when you apply them to a skin tone Lego minifig, they look just fine. Just please make sure to hide these pieces from the kids. This is an extremely cursed Lego item that no one wants to sleep next to. The monkey keychain that is from the animation Julius and Friends, which by the way shouldn't be a kid show in the first place. This Lego monkey figure has two completely dark eyes with a mouth longer than this cursed Lego part. The worst part is, I don't know which one is more cursed. We can't have a cursed video and not talk about this item. This strange Lego set isn't some train station or medieval castle, but instead, it's a recreated Nazi concentration camp. And if you take a deep dive into the set, we can see these smiling skeletons who act like the prisoners from the real camps. And the dark figure used in this set can be resembled to a camp guard that ran the camps back in the 1930s. Luckily, this set was never released to the public because people could have made some pretty cursed images with this set. Our last cursed item on the list is not something you would expect because these are Lego underwear. Yeah, these fashionably stylish boxers with Lego bricks all over them can be found at your local Walmart. And I definitely wouldn't go close to any girls with this because they will 100% run away from you. But hey, with all these bricks on the front, I guess you could stay bricked up. Anyways, subscribe if you're bricked up.